Love to my Gooners, Goonerettes and Gooner babies. All right, this one here, I'm literally gonna start a new little section, start a little playlist and call it Arsenal History. You know what I'm saying? I do my own little research here and there. You know what I'm saying? I read the bios, I'll be on the website, finding out stuff, when I'll be making up my questions for my quizzes and all that kind of stuff, finding out who works here, who does that. I find out stuff, you know what I mean? And I think all Gooners should. You shouldn't be able to call yourself a Gooner if you don't know X, Y, and Z. You get me? You should definitely not be dissing Arsenal in any kind of way and you don't know X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Talking about anything. Something as simple as how dare you talk about Arsene Wenger? How dare you talk about him when you clearly don't know the details and the shit behind it? You don't know there will be no Emirates without Arsene. You get me? Arsene could have done bounce to PSG, could have done bounce to Real Madrid because they were begging him to make moves and signing on dotted line with banks to make sure that we get what we get and he has to stay in suit. Otherwise, banks ain't giving them money. Simple little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Finding out that technically, Arsenal was always a London club. That other North London club was some joke thing in Essex. You get me? Just after they became a cricket club and then they tried to switch it to a different sport. We were always London. They're the ones, blood. You get me? Middlesex, Essex, them type of thing there. We were always London. Don't get nothing twisted. You must know your history. So with that said, my people, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and we will keep doing this. Every little bit here and there, we will do it. Even if I have to do little snippets from books. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm reading Dennis's book, but I'm talking about David Dean, Ian Wright. You know what I'm saying? Henri, all of that. Arsene Wenger himself, all of that. I got all their books over there. All of that we building. You know what I mean? We building. So we got the knowledge. How dare you? And you don't know nothing. Fucking hell, I heard a little bit of the chest yesterday. But we go get into this. So it's not going to be long. Just going to quickly it's on the website. You know what I'm saying? You should know this. I don't say you should know this, but you can get to it. You know what I'm saying? Gooners, Goonerettes, and Gooner babies, you need to know this. You know what I mean? The history. So this is part one. Dial Square to North London in the late 1886. A gangle of workers. What's gangle? I did search it, so don't worry. I got it here. A gangle is something to do with swans. See it there? It made me laugh. A gangle is a flock of geese when not in flight. But in slang, it's a group of noisy or silly people. So I think that's probably where they're coming from because their man there were factory workers. You dig me? Made me laugh. But in the late 1886, a gangle of workers from the Woolwich Arsenal armament factory decided to form a football team. See, with that, I have to just put my two penny pieces. I can't just read this. That part right there, that thick, bold part right there is why supporters and fans, we come after the creation. It weren't a group of fans come together. Yo, we need a team that we need to support. That was never a thing. That's never been a thing. It's always going to start from the people who love it. Yo, man, can we start a thing? Get me? Can we do a little bit here and there? You know what I mean? Let's have a couple games. Let's just mess around. You know what I'm saying? And then two twos, you get better at it. You probably get more organized. You start moving around, doing things. Hold on right there. That's what I'm saying. Hello? Yo. No, you got to come up. That's what I said. Look at your phone. I've been texting you and calling you. You got to come up. All right, people. It's my bad. I had to do some running around. Whew. Okay. Where was I on this topic right now? Yes. Right. So the team is forming. The club is forming by itself. They don't have any supporters. They don't have any fans. If they do, it's within each other and maybe at a push their family if they told them what they're doing. You get me? After work or even at lunchtime at work. Maybe you don't even tell your family. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always say, yeah, supporters and fans, we are important. More so supporters are more important than fans. Fans like to just blow fart, you know what I mean? Supporters ride out. win, lose, or draw. So they are important, but they're not the most important. The most important is the players. You don't have any players, you don't have nothing. You get me? So the owner, you can go buy a club and do nothing. You ain't got no players, so you got nothing. You get me? So it means nothing. Everyone within the club hierarchy, down to the tea lady, which I don't even know still exists, but down to the tea lady, kit man, whatever you think, the groundsman, the person who cleaned the windows, whatever. No team, no squad, nothing. So you must remember that, and that's why I always go back to this. There is no fans, there is no supporters without these men saying, yo, let's start a thing. Where was the supporters before that? That's what I'm saying. If there is such a place, such a club that exists, that is, there was a supporters group. I don't know what they were supporting, but okay, there was a supporters group, and then they decided, let's make a football club. That club and that club only can say, there ain't nothing. We're the most important. There ain't nothing about a club without its fans and supporters. Cool. But every other club who was founded just because the couple of men said, let's start something. No, you cannot say that to them. You know what I'm saying? And even more so after generations of that, man, them just got together and built something. So probably they all had a little piece of it. Now, Stan Kroenke and his family own it. You can't say nothing to him. It belongs to him. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I know there's little subsection C and D and section 18 that they can't be just shitting on the club and that. But best believe, how do you think other clubs go down? Don't be dumb. Anyway, let's get back to this. Okay, so where was I now? Oh, I don't think I even started. That was all off the title, innit? Crazy, right? They call themselves Dial Square as reference to the sundial on top of the entrance of the factory that they worked at. On December the 11th, 1886, Dial Square romped to a 6-0 victory over Eastern Wanderers, the first game in their initial guise. Shortly afterwards, the name Royal Arsenal was adopted. A group of players from Nottingham Forest joined the club. So the club was already dead there. Get me? These men joined the club, and this connection with the first European winners would swarm Arsenal's famous red shirts. The group approached their former club, who had been formed 20 years earlier. That's probably another thing that you could argue that Forest could be bigger than Arsenal, a bigger club, because they were here 20 years before us. But everything else, we eclipsed them in. You understand? Dig me? Anyway, so the club that was formed 20 years earlier, Forest, they asked them for a spare kit. Forest duly obliged, and Arsenal, dipped in red, never looked back. You understand me? Arsenal floated between a handful of different pitches in the Plumstead area in their early years. They started life on Plumstead Common, but for their second season, Royal Arsenal rented the nearby Sportsman's Ground on Plumstead's marshes. It was here that the club would enter into the London Senior Cup for the first time, although they were beaten by Burners in the round. In round two, the wheels were in motion with increasing support. See, now here comes the support. Here comes the fans. You understand me? The club rented the Manor Ground in the following season. Royal Arsenal's first FA Cup appearance would take place here in 1889/90 season. During the same season, Arsenal would secure a hat-trick of successes, winning the London Charity Cup, the Kent Senior Cup, and the Kent Junior Cup. The club were on the move once again the following year, this time to the Invicta Ground, where they would stay nearly 6 years. An overall increase in the playing success meant only one thing for the Arsenal: professionalism. This shocked the football authorities, and the club were expelled from the London FA and boycotted by many southern clubs. During the same close season, the club changed their name to the Woolwich Arsenal. An increase in rent in the Invicta Ground meant that Arsenal had to move back to their old Manor Ground home, which they purchased right out outright. Sorry, they purchased Wright outright. This would be the club's home until they moved to Highbury in 1913. Shortly afterwards, their application to the Football League Second Division was successful. Arsenal's success was steady throughout the latter part of the 19th century, and their league position improved until they achieved promotion to the Division 1 in 1903. 3 years later, they reached the semi-final of the FA Cup 2 seasons running. However, Plumstead was not the ideal site for Arsenal, and with the financial situation worsening and relegation threatening, up stepped Fulham's chairman Henry Norris. You under dig me? Norris recognised the need for a move, earmarking Highbury as a suitable site. And after relegation in 1913, the club moved to its new home. Within 2 years of the move, Woolwich was dropped from their title, and the club became known as Arsenal FC. So you see it right there. Although I don't understand why the Fulham chairman is jumping up. Doesn't make any sense. Did he upstepped Fulham chairman Henry Norris? Why is another club stepping up? Why is another chairman stepping up for another club? It doesn't give details to that. And also, Henry Norris is part of Arsenal. So maybe they meant the former Fulham. Sorry, I'm just trying to get something open. The former Fulham chairman. Maybe that's what they meant. Maybe they miswrote that. Hold on a minute. I'm going on the site to check, because if I go there, the Royal Arsenal formed Woolwich, right? Hold on a minute. If I go to manager, I'm sure he's one of the managers, if not the first manager. Sorry, need to go to histories. Where am I? The managers. Because I know the face of this brother. If it's who I'm thinking, maybe it's not. Oh, no. That's a different photo. Sam Hollis, Thomas Brown. Nah. I can see the photo of Henry Norris. I have to Google him now. Sorry, guys, because he's not on the list of managers. So he wasn't a manager. But I can see him wearing a hat. Maybe I've got the wrong dude in mind, but I can see him wearing a hat. I'm sure he maybe even glasses, looking over his glasses. Henry Norris, Arsenal. Let me get the picture. Bam, blood. Don't tell me I don't know my dudes, bruv. See them there? With the hat, with the glasses. Don't tell me I don't know. Look, Sir Henry Norris. Don't tell me I don't know, man. So let me just click on him real quick and find out what I'll go on. Chairman of Arsenal and Fulham Football Club. So that means let's just find out. Hold on a minute. Chairman of Fulham FC. A keen football fan, Norris first became the director of Fulham, during which time the Cottagers were elected to the Football League, blah, 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 blah. While chairman of Fulham between 1903 and 08, Norris had inducted role with foundation of nearby Chelsea. So he made Chelsea as well as Fulham, so he helped make both of those. So he made both the West London clubs, and he was offered the chance to move to Fulham to Stamford Bridge with businesses he recently acquired, but Norris buckled at the 150,000 rent. Seen, so he didn't bring him there. All right, so chairmanship of Arsenal in 1910, Norris and William Hall each bought 250 shares, 18.75% of Woolwich Arsenal, after the club had gone into liquidation. Okay, voluntary liquidation. Okay. While still retaining their positions on the Fulham board, Norris became club chairman for 2 years later. With Arsenal's low attendance and poor financial performance, Norris tried to create a London super club by merging two clubs, but this was blocked by the Football League. Undeterred, he turned his attention to moving Arsenal to a new stadium. He eventually settled on the site in Highbury, North London. See? All right. But it's crazy. See, back then, he was still on the board at Fulham and Chelsea. That's nuts. I never knew that. That's nuts. Tell me if I'm heeding that wrong. Sorry, I didn't take you lot here with me. I was here reading his little bits and bobs. Sorry, I didn't take you there with me. But all right, back to this bit now. Norris recognized the need for a move, earmarking Highbury as a suitable site. Oh no, I read that already. At the end of the World War One, the first division was increased by 2 clubs, of which Arsenal were one. And under the guidance of the new manager, Leslie Kingston, Arsenal spent the next 6 years of peacetime achieving some moderate success. Chairman Norris wanted more, and in 1925, he advertised for a new manager. One particular applicant, a Yorkshireman by the name of Herbert Chapman, would change the club forever. 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 And next up, we will be talking about that, but I don't know if actually we will be. Let me come out of this bit here, because see that there is his picture. I knew I saw it somewhere. Get me? And we got to talk about that. But after this bit, we'll be talking about the Royal Arsenal formed in Woolwich. Yeah, so we'll be talking about this, people, bit by bit, dot by dot. We gonna talk about it. You wanna dig me? So I hope you learned something there. You know what I mean? I hope you learned something there. I hope it sticks in the mind. See that? When did we get to Highbury? 1913. When was we founded? 1886, blood. You get me? What month? December the 11th. Says something to me. Up here, down there for dancing, as Del Boy says. Talking about. Ask some Gooners now. When were they founded? They won't know. Get me? They won't know. They definitely won't know what month, let alone the day, the 11th. They ain't gonna know that stuff. And I'm not saying that I know everything, but I'm learning. I'd rather learn. Get me? Because I love my club. I'd rather learn more than sit there and be like, oh, why are you not buying a striker? What are you selling Smith Rowe for? Why are you not selling anything? That idiot talk, blood. This is meant to be your club. We got the enemies out there to talk that far. We don't need to talk that far. When there's time for debates and stuff, yes, we can sit there and all give our open opinion. But you're meant to be remembering, this is your family, blood. Arsenal meant to be your last name, King. We are dealing with. That's what I don't understand. People will jump on these things because they got cameras. Yeah, it's going to sit on it. The shit. You just spend all the money. The shit. I'm not buying anything. I'm not watching anything. Even when Havertz scores, I'm not going to celebrate. I'm an idiot. I'm a dickhead. Fucking. That's why I take that shit personally. Because Arsenal is my club. I've been this close, face to face with man, about to get argument. Family members, non-Gooners, you get me, the weak ones. Like this. That's how you're meant to be, blood. Defend your club, blood. Who are these people talking about? Get me? Who are you talking about? Sometimes, I have to say this, sometimes, like everyone in my family is a Gooner. Get me? Everyone in my house is a Gooner. Everyone in my mum's house is a Gooner, but my mother. She's not the only Gooner. Her, and I got an uncle, and then, there's sprinkles around, but everyone is Arsenal, blood. It's rather they're Arsenal or they don't care about football. You underdig me? It's Arsenal. So sometimes my mother will say, like, your team's rubbish. She doesn't know football. She just says it to annoy us lot. Now I'm gonna get. She said she's gonna get a Tottenham shirt and put all our names on the back. I don't put my name on that disgusting thing. And then she'll make stuff like, oh, why no one ever want to take me to Tottenham to buy a shirt? Why no one want to buy a shirt? Because no one wants to go on that dusty site. No one wants to go into anywhere where they sell that dusty shirt. Blah. Get me? And that's why when she says something, my face will be like this. I'll be having a normal day, and then she'll say something slick, and I'll be like, don't, because you're my mother. Don't, because your team's rubbish. But you can't disrespect Tottenham to her because it doesn't hit her because she's not one of them. I've got photos of her hugging Henri statue outside the Emirates, bruv. She's weird. She only wants to say it because she knows it annoys us. You know what I'm saying? She knows it annoys us. That's it. But you're meant to ride out with your club as if it was your club, as if you're Stan, as if you're Josh and them. That's how you're meant to defend the club. I don't understand you otherwise. It makes no sense. You get me? You sound like, that's why, you know what? I try my best to not get upset with these people because maybe, like I've learned, the younger generation, some of them just follow players. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Some of them don't have a club. Cool. So you just enjoying football. All right, cool, blood. I'm not gonna get mad at you, but I rather those people. I rather the player followers than these lot with their 3-4 teams and that. It doesn't make any sense to me to have 3-4 teams. I feel weird appreciating another club. You get me? I don't have no other club kits. What kind of stupidness is that, bruv. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's disrespect to my club. You get me? But other people do it. My brethren MC50, he is a Spurs fan. That's who he is. But he'll barefaced tell you West Ham is like his second team, and then Palace is another team, and then Brighton is an what? And then he'll remember that he's born in Luton, so respect to Luton. What? That's too many, bruv. That's too many. You get me? That is way too many. Big up Bobby, who founded Hackney Wick. I was this close to buying a shirt, and I was like, I can't. As much as I know he's starting a community club right there, but if he was to give it to me, I'll back him. You get me? I'll back him. Support the local thing. Big yourself up, blood. He come from a little criminal background there, and he's now fixing up, helping the babies out. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Helping the babies out, helping the women out, helping the man them out. I love it. But I still feel weird. You know what I'm saying? But I shouldn't. That's one thing you shouldn't. When it's grassroots and that, you can back that. You know what I mean? You can back that. Your local thing, you can back that. And when I say your local thing, I mean your local. They're small. They ain't got no stars. They ain't no one making no money. This is about the love of football. Cool. I can back that. If I'm pushed to wear a shirt, I can. Because it ain't nothing. You ain't rivaling my man them. You get me? But I ain't got no MLS team. I ain't got no Italian team. I ain't got no Spanish team. What kind of foolishness is that, blood? We're going to buck up, and then what? Then you're going to decide who to go with, or you're going to stay neutral. What kind of shit is that, blood? This is football. That's why I don't understand it. You're meant to have your team and ride out, blood. I don't care where you're from. Get me? You can be from Australia and you're a Gooner. Cool. You don't ever have to grace the Emirates. That's what we have these screens for. You blessed. You get me? But ride out. I want to see you with no Australian team shirt. You get me? If you want to back them, then you back them. There's no, I'm going to have a Premier League team, and no, that's ridiculous. And it's embarrassing. You get me? But that's just me. That's just me. And that's what I will call a real Gooner. You get me? Some people like to say, if you don't go to games, you're not real. No, that's stupid. You get me? That's dumb. If you do not back your team 100%, then I don't know. There's children that's diehard, whatever club they support. That's diehard. That should be embarrassing for an adult to say, nah, I got like 3-4 teams. I find that embarrassing. I want to fight you on that. I don't want to erase you from the world. Just you're not like us. You're not like us. Straight up and down, you not like us. You wanna dig me? So yes, part 1 right there. Dahl Square, Tunnel, London. You get me? Big up Henry. We're dead there. You get me? And you see, we have a relegation in our history. Just 1912, 1913 season. If that was it that? No, that's when we got to Highbury. Before that, we got relegated. Get me? But in these times, we're the only ones. Is it just us? Is it just us? And is it Everton? Have Everton been relegated? I can't remember. But I know we won a 2. If there's two clubs, we won a 2. Yeah, man. But big up people each and every time. Nothing but love. We here to learn on this playlist here. So this is part 1, part 2. As I said, we will be going into the Royal Arsenal formed in Woolwich, you get me? And then we're going to take our steps. Boom, 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 boom. There's only going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get me? And we end with Mr. Norris negotiations. You get me? And I think that's why not only the move to Highbury, but the negotiations that got us into the top flight and Tottenham not is what made them not like us. Got nothing to do. We ain't do them nothing, you know. Business I go on. That's why they hate we. You get me? You don't see us hating them because they got drinks that fill up from the bottom. Cheers, motherfuckers. I'm out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, people. I'll see you on the next one.
G.o.t.s. What's up, people? Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.